Hello and welcome. Today we're in El Nido in the Philippines and we're about to take a wander around the absolutely stunning Nacpan beach. Now it is beautiful and this is by far the clearest water I have ever seen, swam in, sat in and walked in. It was absolutely breathtaking just walking around this little island. It was stunning. So before we get into all the different water activities and basically floating about, we'll go all the way back to the start and walk back down to the beach in all of its glory and past all the food outlets. So we are just got off our trike. Now, there has been some questions with regards to cost of hire for a driver for a day. So thanks to Edmira, who has written it all down for me, it is 1,500 local Filipino peso. You get a private rent of a tricycle for a day. You get your own driver who will also act as a tour guide and take you to the different tourist spots. Not only that, they will take you in the better way around. So from here, we went from the waterfall, shall I say, to here, and then from here at the end of the day we went all the way back, and it was just very time saving because the driver knew the best way to go, and we did use the driver again for a different day as well because it was just so handy to do. So you have all day, get around the island, and basically you are spoiled with regards to the knowledge that these local drivers will give you. And you can see we're also spoiled walking down this absolutely beautiful beach. Now in a second or so we will get to some food. Now what will be on the table, there is different kind of rice bowls that are available just on the left hand side as we started to walk in. So you had different toppings. You had chicken topping was available, you had pork topping, or you also had a chicken curry topping. So you'll see all three of those. Each one of those meals came with a nice tea, and we paid 189 Filipino pesos each because we did buy the amazing driver lunch while we were there as well, or sort of an early dinner, because you will see by the end of this video it does start to get a little bit dark. But just look how clear that water is. Absolutely gorgeous. Now as we pan around and you see there's bits and pieces on the table with regards to the menu, it is in the off season, so there's hardly anybody there whatsoever, but I can imagine this place absolutely thriving when it is full fat season, and that is the food in question. And you can see I also got a mango shake because I am very greedy, but it was very tasty, and I had the chicken curry and it was beautiful. So we are now going to be taking a little bit of a wander. Now the reason why we're going for a wander, because we love to explore all these new places, but there is actually accommodation on the other side. So we're going to walk all the way up, check out where the accommodation is located. You have got opportunities to hire private beach rentals, I do believe, but there is also accommodation up here as well. And let's be honest, that would be a beautiful view if you stayed overnight there. So it is just one of these places that I highly recommend you coming to because it is very special indeed. And again, it was so good for us because we just walked onto the beach from the waterfall, and we did actually bump into one or two other people that were on the beach that had already done the waterfall before us, and they had done the same thing with the driver and that kind of thing, because it just keeps everything so easy. Our hotel that we were staying actually organised the driver on our behalf, which is perfect. So they picked us up directly from the front door, spent all day with us. They just chill out in the car park or do their own thing, and then we meet back up with them later on in the day. And like I said, we did obviously buy the driver lunch because he was an absolute legend, so it was really helpful and handy having him for the 2 separate days that we had him for. So we're going to go walking up a little bit. You can see just how beautiful the water is. So if you want to get yourself some really nice photos, obviously you can do it on the right hand side. This is a little hostel, I do believe, for Mad Monkey. So if you're traveling by yourself or as a larger group and you just wanted to spend somewhere for the night, well, this is your view. You can't really go wrong from that. It's not that late into the day. It's just completely off season. It's starting to cool down a little bit, but it is still easily shorts and t-shirt weather. And obviously you could be off in your swimming suit in the water because it is very warm still. But it is just out of season. So if you are lucky enough to do what we did on this day, go out of season and actually have good weather, everything was nice and calm and quiet. The waterfall walk, which has already been uploaded, so that is in the Philippines playlist if you want to hunt that down. You are spoilt for choice with regards to different bits and pieces, and anything I can help anybody with in the comment section with regards to how to get about or where to stay, just drop a comment and I will do my best to help. And there is lots and lots of different travel videos coming up, obviously from different theme parks that I've been to, but other places around the world as well. So there'll be something for everybody around this. So there is a Philippines playlist under construction as we upload them day by day, and we got to do so much, and we got to spend days. Well, it's basically looks like paradise, doesn't it? Let's be honest. That is, again, the cleanest and clearest water I think of any beach we went to. You can see just how quick some of the people are shooting up and down on their bikes. You've got all the amazing palm trees in the distance as well. It does look absolutely spectacular. Now, we will walk up a little bit further to where the fishing boats are in a second, and you'll see what I mean about there's other different bits of accommodation up there, and there's also a couple of different eateries up there as well. So depending on, I guess, where the driver will drop you off, you might be able to get dropped off a little bit further or a little bit closer to the accommodation up this way. I would imagine the road would carry on and loop around, or you can do what we're doing now and just soak all of this in, because it is absolutely stunning. But I will go quiet for a minute or two so you can hear the waves shooting around, because I think it's only fair that you can just shut your eyes and imagine that you're there, and then I will catch back up with you before the video finishes. But the waves, the water, the weather, it was just absolutely perfect on the time that we were there. We were very, very lucky, because in Boracay we got caught out a little bit by bad weather, come over to this island, and well, it just looks like this. So I'm now going to go quiet just for a minute or two, just so I let you guys and go soak everything in, and I'll catch back up with you in a second. How amazing is that noise? Now, you can see what I meant about the different types of places to sit, eat, and potential accommodation up this way. It does go quite far back, as you can see. If you look into the distance where you've got the mountains, it does carry on all the way around that curve. There are the boats and things up that way as well, but you have got food menus down here, so you can obviously order yourself some bites to eat. You've got pasta, you've got burgers, you've got all that different kind of thing on here. It did look like it was obviously closed, because either it was the end of the day, or it's coming to the end of their working day, or it's just obviously out of season. But if this is different places where you can stay, because you've got the fisherman's just up there, and then there does look like there's another eatery just beside it with all the different chairs, and then there's another one just in there as well. I would imagine the smell of this place when everything is up and running would be amazing. So it'd be definitely worth coming all the way up. But you can see all the different restaurant names up this way, so this would be perfect just for the hostels, because potentially these could actually open up later on in the evening when it's much busier, for example, when everybody's come back into the hostel and they come back out and want to grab themselves a bite to eat. It did look like there was plenty of lights and everything there, so when it started to get a little bit darker, obviously in season as well, it would be a very, very thriving place. Now, if you have been up this way of the beach before with all this open, please let me know what the experience is like, because to see it completely quiet and peaceful on the time that we were there, obviously it looks fantastic, but I could imagine it would be a very, very nice atmosphere, and just sat in one of those little table booths and obviously getting your food given to you. And I would imagine, by the name of the actual restaurants, a lot of it would be very, very fresh fish, which I would imagine would taste stunning. So you've got all these little boats and everything just up at the top just here, and then a little bit further down there are some more of those little places that you can sit in. If you carried on walking through the palm trees, that is where this is. That is the Mad Monkey accommodation, which I do believe again is the hostel area, so you can just walk in there and obviously stay there, but you've got a really nice little walk out, because you can see there is a little bit blocked off where it does look like you've got your own private beach on the beach, and then obviously you've got the volleyball net and everything there on the right hand side as well. I would imagine you would be able to walk through all the palm trees and everything if you wanted to go off and explore, because I would imagine there might be gaps within that fence. That is something that we didn't need to do, because, well, we're walking on the beach and it is just, well, breathtaking. So there was no need to do that whatsoever. It just ticked all of the boxes. There's no fee to get into here. You obviously just get down here wherever you can. If you've got your own moped, you can obviously just park it up. Or obviously, like we said at the very start of the video, we had our own driver, so you could just get onto this park, onto this beach. You didn't have to pay a tourist fee. There was no other extra hidden fees or anything like that, because obviously that's something that you've got to be a little bit careful of, paying a little bit extra of stuff that you're unsure of. But there was absolutely no hidden costs. You just bought the drink, you ate where you wanted to eat, you sat down on the beach, and you could either just tan, or you could just relax, or you could just jump in the water, or do whatever it is that you wanted to do. And we basically just both floated around, as you saw at the start of the video, and it's just making some fantastic memories. It is such a beautiful place to come. I would like to think it will still be nice and peaceful when there's lots of people here. That's the impression that I got. It gave me the impression it's a very, very relaxing place. But again, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, and if you've been here and had a completely different experience with hundreds and hundreds of people here. And I would like to think it'll be quiet, but again, I'm not too sure. But as the sun starts to go down, look at that. If you wanted some amazing photos, you can see all the people that are just bobbing around in the water. It was just a fantastic experience to see all of that. And you can see everybody sort of just grouped together, because you are quite close. Because if we now just walk in a straight line, that will take us back to our bike. That's where the car park is. So everybody stayed quite close as it started to get dark. Everybody was clever enough, because you can see you've got all of these little deck chairs and everything all across up at the top, which again were free to use. You didn't have to pay for any of those. I don't believe you did. And you can see just how far they go down the one side, and then how far down they go the other as well. It was a magical experience. You can just see that they are blocked off. I think that's actually restaurant just to the left hand side. So if you tucked into the left, there's actually another eatery just down in there, and I think there's another type of accommodation down there as well. We just ran out of time. We went all the way up to the top. I cut loads off. It was a good walk to get up to the top, and then obviously we've come back down on ourselves. You can see what is now closed is where we actually ate, so that didn't take long. I think we were probably one of the last people to eat there before they shut shop. So we ate not at this one, it was the one just beside it. So it was this one just here. That is where we sat down. So they had all the tables and chairs on the outside. They soon packed everything up, but you can see they did all the different pizzas, but we had the rice bowls, and that was very, very tasty. I'll definitely have that again. That was very, very nice. And like I said, it was filling enough, but you have got people coming in a little bit later on, so people are still coming down this way. So it is a very, very relaxing bit, and you can see that they've got lights dotted all over the place as well. So it's not like you're going to be walking around with a head torch and it's going to be absolutely pitch black. Potentially people would live on site as well, and it does look like you can snake in and around there, and that potentially might be a way that you can get down to a different type of accommodation as well, but we didn't have time to explore. But that is it, and I am done. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll see you next one.